Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to start our review off today by doing an I do, you do. The first thing I would like you to do is question number 1. Given 17y to the fourth, identify the coefficient, the variable, and the exponent. Well, the coefficient is a large number out in front of a variable, so the coefficient would be 17. The variable in this case would be y. And the exponent is a little number that's behind the exponent up top, and that is going to give me 4. Number 2. The thing you have to remember is that you have a minus sign and a negative right here touching one another, right next to each other. So what you're going to do is do the change, and both change into a plus. So it's going to be 12 plus 5, which gives me 17. Remember, after each one of these problems that I do, hit pause, and then you go and do the problems that coincide with it. Question number 3. Round to the nearest tenth. Well, in this case, the 4 is in the 10th position. The 4 will look at the 9, and the 9 will say to go up. So when it rounds up, it will be 0.5. Number 4. Round to the nearest hundredth. Well, in this case, the 9 is in the 100th position. The 9 will look at the 7. The 7 tells the 9 to go up. Well, 1 more from 9 is 10, so that will also force the 2 up. So your answer will be 2.30. And question number 5, the last one for this page, is going to give me, says label the following on the graph. The first word is origin. The origin is right here in the middle. That would be 0, 0. And I'm going to try to use different colors to link each thing up. The next one is y-axis. Here is my y-axis. The next guy is x-axis, and here is my x-axis. The next are the 4 quadrants. I hope that you remember that the 4 quadrants can be identified by drawing a nice big letter C. Wherever I put my pen down and start, that is quadrant number 1. So if you noticed, over here is quadrant number 1. Then the next one I went into is here is quadrant number 2, and then quadrant number 3, and then lastly quadrant number 4. All right, question number 6. Label the following graphs either linear, quadratic, exponential, or absolute value. And I understand with number 6 there are no 6A and 6B. On Friday you will have activities to reinforce the last 2 skills. So no worries, I will give you some more practice. Question number 6, like I said, what is a linear? Well, the guy over here on the far right hand side, this is my linear function. It is a line, so let's write down linear under there. The next one is a quadratic. That is what we just learned. It's also named as a parabola. So this guy here is a quadratic. Exponential grows at a rapid rate or decays at a rapid rate. And you've seen these this year, but you also have not learned how to create them. This here would be exponential. For your exam, all you have to do is recognize them. Exponential. And the last one is absolute value, and I'm going to write it up at the top here. That is absolute value. All right, let's go down to question number 7. 3x equals 18. This is a one-step equation that you have to solve. Don't forget you have to get the 3 away from the x, and it says 3 times x, so the opposite of times is going to give me division. So I'm going to divide by 3 and divide by 3. X is going to equal 6. Question number 8. Add 4 to both sides. I'm going to get 2x equals 26. And then I have to divide by 2. X equals 13. Question number 9 says translate the following. 5 less than 3 times x. A couple things you got to remember here is this magic word less than. Whenever I have less than, I always want to start in the back and work my way forward. Less than still means minus, but you still have to start in the back. So what is 3 times x? 3x minus, and that's where the 5 comes in. So your answer is 3x minus 5. All right, question number 10. Remember PEMDAS. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. The P stands for parentheses, so let's take care of the stuff inside. Now we have to use the rest of that multiplication and addition stuff. So let's multiply first. So I'm going to do 6 times 2, which is going to give me 12. So I'm going to have 2 plus 12 plus 2 minus 4, all in parentheses, and we're going to multiply that final answer by 2 when we're all done. 2 plus 12 is 14, plus 2 is 16, minus 4 is 12. Then you have to do 12 times 2 to finish it off, which gives me a final answer of 24. The square root of 121. I'm going to hit pause and I'm going to insert a quick little calculator right there. Okay, welcome back. The calculator in the button that you have to hit is right here underneath above the x squared button. It says a square root. So don't forget you have to hit the second and then the square root button. So once again, I'll highlight that in yellow right here. You go second first, then you hit the square root button. And the answer should give you 11. You can't see that. It's 11. All right, question number 12. You see a subtraction sign, right? So it means the difference of that or subtracted from, however the question may ask. You have a minus sign in there. You have to remember, keep, change, 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 change. So we're going to change this minus sign to a plus. Now, inside of this parenthesis in front of the 10 is a plus already, so we have to make that a minus. Change that to a plus. Change that to a plus. So I'm going to get 12 plus a negative 10, which is going to give me, oh, I lied. I have to now figure out where my common terms are. So I have 12a to the 5th plus 2a to the 5th, which is going to give me 14a to the 5th. Now what else is alike? I have a to the 4th. Do I have any a to the 4th? Nope, so let's write it down. I have 14a to the 4th. Then I have 10a to the 3rd. Any other 10a to the 3rds? Nope, so let's write it down. And then I have 10a to the 2nd. No 10a to the 2nd. So I go right to the a's. So I have negative 6a plus a negative 10a, which is going to give me a negative 16a. And that is your final answer. And that answer is written in standard form. Notice how the exponents go 5, 4, 3, 1. All right, question 13. I have my polynomials that I have to add again. 13n squared plus negative 13n squared is going to cancel me right out. 11n minus 3n is going to give me 8n. Negative 2n to the 4th minus 6n to the 4th is going to give me a negative 8n to the 4th. Let's rewrite those so that it's in standard form. So it's negative 8n to the 4th plus 8n. Number 14, I have my polynomial or my monomials I multiply. I multiply my bigs, so it's going to give me a negative 20. And I add my littles, so it's going to give me x to the 7th, y to the 17th. Let's put that all together now. We're going to do a binomial times a binomial, which means I'm going to use the area model or my box method. And I'm going to have x minus 4 and x plus 8. X times x gives me x squared. 4 times x gives me a negative 4x. 8 times x is going to give me 8x. And 8 times negative 4 gives me a negative 32. What am I going to get? I'm going to get x squared plus 4x minus 32. Is my final answer because I add my or combine my like terms. Next, calculate the value of the expressions. Negative 4x squared times y plus 2y when x equals 5 and y equals 3. That means I need to substitute those numbers in, and that y needs to be substituted twice. So negative 4 times 5 squared times 3 plus 2 times 3. Notice I put everything in parentheses. 5 squared is 25, so negative 4 times 25 times 3 plus 6. Negative 4 times 25 is negative 100 times 3 plus 6. Negative 300 plus 6. And then negative 294 is my correct answer. And we're going to stop there on 16. So I would like you to do 16A and 16B, and then you should be completed for today. Thank you very much.